Good morning, Clara. It is Thursday, July the 14th, 2011. Your daddy is 30 years old today. And I was talking to him, and I didn't say happy birthday, but I texted him later. I've been telling you about plants in the Philippines. One of the interesting plants that we had in the Philippines, not really a plant, more like a tree, was the rubber trees. They were actual trees you could get sap out of that was very rubbery, and so there were a couple of different things that would do with it. Sometimes you could make just cuts in the tree, and the rubber sap would leak out, and then you'd let it dry, and then you could peel it, and it would just be these kind of strips, and then you could wrap the strips up, and you can make yourself a little ball. And then sometimes also, while the rubber strips were going, you could kind of roll it around in your fingers, and you kind of get a ball going, and then you could put some more on it, and then you could put some more on it. And I remember I had made myself a pretty big ball one time, and they would bounce. They were rubber balls because it was a rubber tree. The other thing that was interesting about the rubber trees is they would put out branches, and then there would be these tendrils, these vines that would stick down from the branches. And those vines would keep growing down and growing down and growing down until they touched the ground, and then they would actually put down a root, and then they would start thickening up. So as this tree grew out, its limbs would actually have extra supports that were coming down through the limbs. So these trees, if they lived long enough, they could get huge because they could just keep putting out their limbs and things farther and farther because they would have all these supports along it. And then there would be passageways that you could go through. They were very, very cool. Anyways, as always, remember, I love you.